guys, Tubbs here, bringing you another Rogue Arena run. Now, choosing Rogue over Mage is obviously a little bit of an iffy topic, but I get sick of playing Mage all the time. So, to start it off, we got Servant of Calamos, Zubot, and Argent Commander, just really good cards with Backstab as well. Grave Shambler, I think I like in the Rogue, because if you weapon up early, you can buff it to a 5/5 basically on turn 4. And Shadow Strike, of course, very good card with the Twisted Worgen as well. In my back pocket, two drops are always key, and good high tempo cards allowing you to trade positively. Scaled Nightmare I picked up because if you get it on board with already the tempo lead from your high tempo cards picked in your 2, 3 and 4 slots, then it can turn itself into a 4/8, 8/8 over the next 2 turns, which is obviously really devastating. Shadowblade I wanted to try out. I don't know if I picked it over the whatever the other card was available, but yeah, I wanted to try it out, see how it really fared in. And Tar Creeper in this particular situation, I picked Tar Creeper because I had the Servant of Calamos and I wanted that elemental synergy just in case things do get a bit hairy in the late game. I can have a little bit of insurance policy. The SI7, South Sea, of course. A lot of these picks are just pretty easy. If you guys want to slow it down or ask me questions, just let me know. This one was a pretty tricky one. So Giant Wasp I feel as if it's more a control-y sort of thing, but to get the 0/5 with the Arcanosmith Taunt body is much more beneficial for this kind of deck. I was trying to build like a mid-range kind of jam the board up around between turns 2 and 5 and 6, and then try and win the game from there. This one was a little bit hard because I thought I could get the Doomsayer in, but I ended up picking the Taunt just because taunts are always good in Arena. So this highlight I'm bringing you guys is, I thought it was just a nice highlight of the Keening Banshee card. 4-drop 5/5. Whenever you play a card, discard 3 of your own cards from your own deck. Remove the top 3 cards of your deck, as the word text says right there. Yeah, it's very interesting card because if you can just ride that tempo lead that you get all the way to a win in the next couple of turns, then those cards that you discard don't really mean anything. Until you miss a draw, that's when you start paying the costs. But obviously you see all these cards flowing off the top of your deck, you don't feel too good about it. But anyway, I think I got a bit lucky this game because I didn't have much of a play to start off, but neither did the Shaman. In this case, he had Totem turn 2, Totem turn 3, and in his case, with the Healing Totem, the only totem you would want to get against a rogue is pretty much the 1/1 or a taunt sometimes, because then they can attack twice into it. But if you totem up the next turn and you get the Healing Totem and the taunt, then it just becomes nullified. But since he got the Healing Totem, I couldn't attack into it. Allowing me to attack into it would have set me up for a good Grave Shambler, getting that 4-drop 5/5, exact same as Keening Banshee, but without the backlash. So in this case, I haven't been able to use my weapon charges at all, so I thought I'd just drop the Keening Banshee because he's starting to play stuff and I need maximum tempo right now because my deck is all based around that essentially. Which is fine because I know he was happy to leave it alive, but luckily at the same time, even though he got the Cult Master in this situation, once I commit, which I do end up doing this turn, I had to think about it a little bit. Once I end up committing to this Keening Banshee play, the amount of cards he draws doesn't really matter, which is what I thought about originally. That's why I thought about maybe Shadow Strike on the Cult Master to stop his draw, and then maybe coin Tar Creeper to follow up or something like that. But it's just such a slow turn for discarding 6 cards from my deck. So instead I go with the coin Scaled Nightmare because on board he can't deal with it. He has 4 damage on board and would need maybe like a hex or something like that off the top, or already in his hand because he actually probably wouldn't hex the Keening Banshee to deal with it, which could potentially turn into a 4/8 the next turn, like I said before, and allow me to start taking control of this game and start hitting him hard with 4 damage, 8 damage over the next couple of turns. But unfortunately he did have an answer for my Scaled Nightmare with the Tidal Surge plus the trade from the Cult Master. But this means by trading in the Cult Master himself, he stops his own draw, and I still have a 5/5 on board, so I'm still happy with that. Now, This turn, I got the Grave Shambler with the hero power, which is a good free way to get a 5/5. Um, as I was watching the replay, I thought I'd just drawn the 3/1 stealth Worgen, but that was being discarded, so that's okay. Ended up with two 5/5s on the board, and this would have been a really good situation for me to start pushing phase damage, but unfortunately he has the taunt plus the wasp in the way, which can get rid of my guys, so I have to start thinking a little bit. And I'm already all in, okay, this Kenny Banshee's cost me 12 for my cards. I'm not sticking around in this game much longer. So I just go straight away with the backstab into the hero power to get rid of the taunt, and still can push potentially 10 damage to the face this turn. Now my two plays are Arcana Smith, Tar Creeper probably, and Southsea Squidface, Tar Creeper. So he doesn't have the capabilities to deal with the Tar Creeper by itself, so there's no point in playing with both the taunts. Currently he plays Tar Creeper and then he has three attack left on board, so he can't really kill any of my other minions. So from my point of view, I'm still threatening lethal with this play, even though the Arcana Smith is a little bit more defensive. Unfortunately, he's got the Rockbiter for the easy trade, plus putting the Wasp into the Shambler, which further prevents me from pushing lethal the next turn. And then on top of that, he has another heal. So he's really done a good job of slowing down my aggression and allowing myself to discard all these cards as well. As I'm just out of cards, these are the last 5 cards I've got for the rest of the game. So now that I'm out of cards, the only resource I can basically use, except for my minions on board, is my own health. So to get rid of this Jinyu, I thought it's best to Shadow Strike plus trade as a use my weapon on it, as opposed to trade any minion damage into it, because that would cost minion health and make them easy to clear. So from here, again, I want to put a taunt up in the way, because obviously my 4/4 and 5/5 I've got to protect. Plus, this, unbeknownst to me at the time, actually set me up for a really nice lethal. So I put 12 damage on board, I have my weapon up for 13 potentially, I have my assassinate in hand in case he plays one taunt. So I thought I was sitting pretty in this situation, short of any massive board clear, like elemental destruction from 3 standard cycles ago or whatever, which is probably unlikely going to happen. But he does get the Maelstrom Portal, which with this extra spell damage actually kills off my Arcana Smith. Luckily gets the Void Walker for the taunt for the 1-drop, and then buffs it on top of that. So I didn't quite see it at the time, took me a few seconds. Once I did, I was like, this is a pretty nasty lethal I've got here, with the perfect mana. Dagger up, assassinate, push that face damage, and luckily the last card in my deck was just the card I needed for this lethal to kill my own pirate, the Southsea Squidface, with the Galactic Crawler, get that extra 2 damage and hit that face. He gave me that well played on the fadeaway, and I took that to 3